Rishi Sunak's woes continue. The Tories are slumping in the polls, and yet he has decided, in his infinite wisdom, to start a diplomatic fight with Greece.
You love that story, don't you? It's your favourite story of the century.
It is. I just don't get it. I mean, first of all, you know, if we want to ask a question of the day, we'll give you our proper question of the day. But I was thinking of asking you all to call us in 0344 499 1000. What are the Elgin Marbles? I mean, how many people actually know? It's a middle class. I know you do, but you're trapped in Westminster's middle class bubble. I think most people don't know what they are.
I think people know they were the marbles in Greece.
No, they don't! That's my whole point, Alex!
Yes, they
What
do!
Can I do to break you out of the Westminster bubble?
Hey,
people don't know what the Elgin Marbles
I'll
are.
have you know, Mr. Grew up in London. I'm the daughter of a lorry driver from Gloucester, just because I like stuff about ancient Greece now.
What's that? What's that? 6 degrees of separation. How do we get from the Elgin Marbles to being a lorry driver's daughter in Gloucester?
Slating my working class merit, so I feel sort of Angela Rayner.
Merit.
I feel like Angela
You're
Rayner
about
on
as
a
working
campaign.
class as David Cameron. Leave that hanging there.
I was just thinking, I don't know which is worse, being sort of accused of being a toff from Chipping Camden.
I'm not accusing you of being a toff. I'm not accusing you of being a toff.
Or being compared to that spade-faced buffoon.
OK, I'm going to add to today's show question. What are the Elgin Marbles and do you care? I mean, frankly, I couldn't care less about the Elgin
Are we actually doing this? You're actually doing this.
Give us a call. They just put this up on our screen. 0344 499 1000. Text us on 87222 or tweet us on X at TalkTV. I do believe that our question is of the day. Seriously, if you want to call us, it is, what was it? What should Rishi do to win the next election?
Or what are the Elgin Marbles?
No, it's not the Elgin Marbles.
Do the marbles.
It's not seriously.
He needs some marbles. He's losing his. God. Do the marbles.
Can Rishi Sunak still win the next election? And if so, how does he go about it?
Well, send him the Elgin Marbles back, obviously.
0344 499 1000. Or you can text us on 87222 or tweet us on X at TalkTV. I'll just throttle this guy here. Right. Carry on.
OK, well, joining us the next hour, thank the Lord, to mediate everything, is Leon Morali, a former Conservative advisor. Leon, do you care about the Elgin Marbles? Do you know what they are?
I have to say, when I was a kid, I genuinely thought they were just like a bag of marbles. I had no clue of their cultural significance. And I have to say, I don't really care about this story a great deal. I'm not too bothered why Rishi Sunak's made this his big point. But
why has he? It's a very sort of...
It's very odd, isn't it? Yeah. Of all the hills he could die on, all we ever do with this guy is we look for him to show resolve, to be tough, and he never, ever, ever is. And suddenly, he's extremely rude to the Greek Prime Minister about the Elgin Marbles. I mean...
Does it make him look tough, or does it make him look like a wimp? Because a tough man would have gone in there and said, you might want the marbles back,
but you can't have them.
But you can't have them, because we're keeping that bag of marbles here in the UK. So he could have done that, but instead he didn't want the fight, he didn't want the argument. And all he's done is he's let Keir Starmer post all over his social media that he's been meeting with the Greek Prime Minister, so Starmer can be the international diplomat while Rishi's hiding in his back room crying over the Elgin Marbles. So I don't get it. I don't think
it is really strange, isn't it? I mean, so, you know, news out today is despite all of his multiple resets, as they're being called, you know, sort of trimming the edge off a bit of tax, which no one's going to really notice, failing to do anything about anything else.
Pound a day. It's a sixth of a pint of beer, one swig.
It's not even a coffee from Pret,
It's one swig of beer a day. That's what he's saying.
Our units are alcohol, always. Price comparison
we don't drink
units.
coffee.
No, we don't do that. And what have you got in there, then?
A lot. It's my 14th cup of black coffee of the day. I do drink rather too much of it.
But anyway, it's not working, is it? Everything he says and does, because he's not doing the things in the right place. And you've got this constant fallout as well of, you know, James Cleverly now saying, well, we shouldn't leave the ECHR. Cameron saying we shouldn't leave the ECHR. Everyone else saying we should leave the ECHR. Cleverly saying, well, you know, the Rwanda plan ain't that important, is it? And everyone going, well, you can't say that. This is our, like, pinnacle policy that we're never going to deliver. I mean, it's just herding cats.
Yeah, I don't think they know, Alex, exactly what their strategy is. And I think that comes from Sunak, not really knowing what politician he is. Is he a Brexiteer? Because he says he is, but he doesn't look like one. Is he a right-winger? He says he is, but again, he doesn't sound and look like one. So I'm not entirely sure what Rishi Sunak is, necessarily. And I don't think his government knows what they're doing. Because as you say, Rwanda's meant to be this sort of flagship policy. And when I was in Westminster advising these politicians, we had message discipline. You've all got to be saying the same thing over and over and over. James Cleverly's off freelancing, saying a different thing to the Prime Minister. A lot of the Cabinet are torn on this, and they don't look like a government with a plan, and that's a problem for him.
And I'll tell you, if I was an advisor to Rishi, I would say, look, don't get involved in the Elgin Marbles debate, because the headlines tomorrow will be all about you losing your marbles. It's pretty obvious stuff.